In just a few minutes, I'm going to explain how to do Amazon FBA bookkeeping and accounting in 2024. I've been selling for many, many years now, and I know exactly how to do this stuff. I'm not going to do a big, long-winded video. Let's keep it short. Let's keep it snappy and round this up very, very quickly. Stay tuned. Here's the things we're going to cover. Number one, keeping track of your profit, outgoings, expenses, etc. Number two, we're going to talk about hiring accountants and bookkeepers, the current climate of that and what you can expect from each one. And finally, number three, we're going to talk about the softwares and services and tracking softwares that you can use to track your Amazon FBA accounting and bookkeeping as easily and as efficiently as possible. Now, just quickly before we dive in, I just want to let you know that Awesome is sponsoring this video and they've kindly offered me two links. The first link is £12 for you to set up a limited company. They set it up for you in just a few minutes time. And also the second link down there is £100 off accounting and bookkeeping services if you use them. And just a disclaimer, guys, I've been using Awesome for many, many years now, so I can completely vouch for them in the services that I've personally used with them. Now, a little disclaimer as well, I do get a small fee as well if you sign up with that link. I just want to let you know, but I really support the, I really appreciate you supporting the channel if you were to use that as well, guys, and obviously the videos that I constantly put out for you guys. So anyway, let's dive into the rest of the video. Right, the first thing we've got to talk about is making sure that you are tracking your expenses and your outgoings in your business. The first thing you've got to do is create yourself a purchase tracker and make sure you're logging on that purchase tracker. The title, the ASIN, the cost of good that it's cost you, and the quantities that you've bought, the store you've bought it from. Guys, it's as simple as that, as simple as Larry. You need to have this information on hand for HMRC if they need it, and also your accountants at the end of the year, and just for you to make sure that you're keeping track of all this stuff, guys. Make a purchase tracker. We've got a couple for our businesses because we do two different models. Create a purchase tracker and create a log of everything that you possibly buy. That's it. The second one is to make sure your Google Drive is set up in monthly order. So before you get an accountant, unless you're going to use someone like that to put your software to, put your receipts to, then what you're going to need is a Google Drive. And this Google Drive should be in monthly order: January, February, March, April, May, etc. Have a folder for every single month. And what you want to do is everything that you buy for the business, whether it's stock, whether it's laptops, whether it's notepads, whatever you're buying that is a tax deductible or stock in your business purchase cost, you need to add that to the folders in order, and you want to add the receipts in there. Once you've got the receipts, you have them at the end of the year just to send straight to your accountant, or if you're going to do it yourself, send straight to HMRC so that there's no messing around, guys. The last thing you want to do is get to the end of the year, get to the end of the tax year, and you've got to siphon through hundreds of invoices, figuring out what's tax deductible, what isn't, what have you bought for the business, what haven't you, what stock have you bought, where's this receipt for this stock that I bought which I can't find. Keep it organised in one particular thing. It will save you a lot of time and a lot of stress later on, guys. That's what you've got to do. Right, let's talk about Sole Trader V's limited company. The next thing you're going to have to do is decide if you're going to go into this as a limited company or if you're going to go into it as a sole trader. I'm not going to do the full down breakdown comparison in this video. If you want that, type in Sole Trader V's Limited into my channel, or type in Sole Trader V's Limited Amazon Mr. Hayden, and my videos will come up talking about the full in-depth comparisons there, guys. I personally always recommend getting a limited company from the start. I shared with you at the start, it only costs £12. You can do it in a few minutes. I always recommend doing it right from the start to keep that liability limited, to de-risk yourself from the liability of starting a business, because you never know what can happen. We all hope for the best, but you never know what could happen. I always say that. And the next thing we got to do after that, guys, is decide if you're going to get an accountant from the off, or if you're going to get an accountant later on, or if you're going to do the accounting yourself. Now, here's the reality of doing accounting, guys. So you can either get an accountant from the start. There's two ways you can do it. Get it from the start, or you can get one later on, or you can do it yourself. Let me talk about these three different things, right? If you want to do it from the start, right, then it's going to cost you maybe a little bit more money, okay? You might pay a little bit more money. Although if you're just starting out, like I know accountants offer this, I can't talk for many others apart from Awesome, who I use myself. They offer a mini accounting package when you're below a certain revenue, so it's not as expensive, okay? So it depends what sort of level you're at. Doing it from the start, you might pay a little bit more money, like in the long run, because you've got to pay it monthly, but you're going to be organised. Everything is going to be kept organised, and you're going to be on top of everything, so that in a few months' time, you don't have to worry. It's already organised. You're above board on everything. Now, the second thing you could do is leave it to 7 or 8 months, and then you can backtrack and pay your accountant to backtrack all of your books, and then Pay them a certain fee. It won't be the normal monthly fee, by the way, guys. A lot of people think, you know, they're getting accounting in 8 months and then start paying monthly, you know, and miss out on the 8 months of payment. That won't happen. They will still charge you a backlog amount in order to get backlog all your books, guys, and actually get them up to order. So it's not a case of skipping that fee. You can do it in 7 or 8 months, sure. But the issue with that is that you're then going to have a lot of upfront work to do to give them all the receipts if you haven't tracked them all properly, to give them all the information, to set yourself up with them. And you might be a little bit more panicked if you wait 7 or 8 or 9 months just before your year ends for your accounting in order to get this done. So if you know you're going to worry about this, my recommendation is getting one from the start, one that doesn't cost that much. If you're not going to worry about this, wait 7 or 8 months, but understand that before your year end is up, your business year end is up, you need to get an accountant on board or do it yourself to sort your books out. And if you're happy to wait that time and then backtrack it all, pay them a lump fee to backtrack it all, no matter what your accountant is, they're going to charge you that, then, you know, be my guest, do that as well. Now, the third option you can do is to do your books yourself. Now, the accountants that I use, once again, they have their own software integrated. They use Xero and they use Link My Books, all included in the software. Don't have to worry about that, okay? All included in the service. If you are going to do it yourself, you're going to have to get Xero, you're going to have to get Link My Books, you're going to have to get your own softwares and services in order to actually track everything yourself. And then you're going to have to submit it all to HMRC yourself. So not only are you going to need the purchase trackers, not only are you going to need to be tracking your invoices, but you're going to have a good head on you, a good accounting head, a good bookkeeping head to ensure that you're not messing up with HMRC, to ensure that you are actually doing it correctly. Because look, I recently had a VAT investigation and it wasn't nice. And they suspected us of sort of, you know, giving them the wrong information, okay? Now, it turns out that we were giving them the right information, they just suspected it. But having gone through an investigation that lasted a few months and they held thousands and thousands of pounds, over £10,000 of our money was on hold, affecting our cash flow of our business, all because they suspected something. So HMRC, if they suspect you're doing it wrong, okay, then they will, you know, not take nicely to that, guys. So just make sure, if you're going to do it yourself, make sure you do it properly. Right, make sure you do it properly. Right, to summarize this video, guys, I'm going to give you a big tip, right? And this is to make sure that you don't just lose your local Joe Blogs accountant down the road. You need an e-commerce specialist or an Amazon specialist that understands this. The types of reports that you need to pull from Amazon, the types of reports, the types of data that you need to download from Amazon, the different types of VAT codes that are on Amazon that are applicable, the different laws around VAT charges, etc. on Amazon are very complex and they're very different, okay, to mainstream accountants. I used a mainstream everyday accountant and they really almost got me in trouble, guys. You need to get someone on board that is going to pull the right reports, understand Amazon, understand VAT around Amazon, understand taxes around Amazon, and that is going to produce you a profit and loss each month. If you can't get that, then you need to find someone that can. Right, you need to get an e-commerce specialist, guys. I can't say that enough, right? Make sure you've got an e-commerce specialist that is going to be doing your books correctly. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself paying probably more than you should be, or getting yourself in trouble with HMRC. Okay. To summarize, guys, it's not actually that confusing, your accounting and your bookkeeping. All you're really doing is keeping a track of everything, making sure you're keeping a track of all your invoices as well, guys, and then also ensuring that your accountant is filing things correctly, or you're filing them correctly and downloading the correct reports, etc. from Amazon. And that's it. It's not that complicated as long as you know what you're doing, okay? So bear with it. It will get easier. Make sure you use the right accountant. Make sure you're tracking everything. Make sure you're tracking all your invoices. It does get easier in time. It's just a little bit of a struggle to start with, okay? Don't get overwhelmed, and if you are at the VAT threshold, I would say go and look at my VAT video as well, Amazon VAT Explained video. Type in Mr. Hayden, Amazon VAT Explained. That's a whole different ball game if you're over VAT registered, guys. This is for beginners, okay? Go look at that video if you're over the threshold, or save it for future, for once you do get to the threshold and you become a really successful Amazon seller, which I hope you do. So, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed that. Check the links below. See you soon.